From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening of Evenings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. But the breaking news from South Africa tonight is that the variant has now been identified in Italy, and Israel locking its doors to any foreign travelers. The latest breaking news on the new variant Omicron in this video. And its impact on your fourth stimulus, the latest breaking news from South Africa and Capitol Hill, and the breaking news about the variant in this recording. But we're going to go right into fourth stimulus and the push to get it done quicker rather than later as we go into a big evening. The incredible push to get recon done is because of the changing situation about the variant. All the latest breaking news direct from Santa Monica, California. We'll go over the fourth stimulus and the House passage of that recon that is now in the Senate. We'll be going over the Senate changes that could add big checks on top of that across the board. What are those checks and what are those changes? I'll have them in this recording. We're going to have those checks that will go on top of the existing recon that has so far about $15,000 of checks in there. Those Senate changes big and bold, and the $15,000 could be even bigger, upwards of a lot more, $50,000 additionally. Then we'll be turning to the details you need to know about the big money available under third stimulus. As one viewer tonight reveals he got $850,000 from third stimulus for his family members and friends and family. We'll explain to you how you can get this big money in tonight's recording with new footage you're seeing for the first time ever from Southern California. This was recorded yesterday. We'll be turning over to student loan debt forgiveness and the latest about fifth stimulus coming across the board, what they need to do to get that fifth stimulus out the door. Those details as we go into a big evening. I'm excited, and Framework is coming back next week, but boy, you're going to see the latest breaking news about what is going on with the variant and the push to get this recon out the door. It's breaking, and for the first time ever, you're going to see a little bit of the LA Christmas tree. Those details in a jam-packed evenings that starts right now. Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's a big, bold, beautiful evening of Evenings LA, and the recon has passed the House of Representatives off to the Senate, where the sunset could be lots of big money across the board for you, on top of the existing $15,000 in those incredible checks. I have all the latest details in this recording. We'll go over what this means in view of the breaking details from South Africa today, of all the breaking details on that, but we'll be turning back into the push to get that recon out the door, and why there's upwards of $45,000 available right now under third stimulus. I'm going to explain to you how one viewer has gotten $850,000 from third stimulus. We'll be turning to COLA raise, and then that student loan debt forgiveness. Boy, we got a big recording, and you're going to see the first ever glimpses of the LALATE tree. Oh my goodness. Those details and more as we go into a big evening's broadcast. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you part of the incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video and consider becoming a member of the #3 financial news channel in America. And boy, was that an opener. I mean, we got footage just taped last night on the beautiful sunset here in Southern California. You got the LA Christmas tree, you got the breaking news about the variant, and of course, one viewer getting $850,000 to pay for bills right now for third stimulus. Oh, what a big recording. And it starts right now. That House has sent that recon over to the Senate. And I've been saying $15,000, but you know and I know that there's a lot more than just $15,000. Let's go over the incredible sums of checks that are in this fourth stimulus recon that we initially thought may be upwards of $15,000, but now we're realizing, well, wait a second, there may be upwards of $60,000 of checks in this incredible recon. All those checks we're going to go over starting right now with the hazard pay got in that first cluster, the $4,000 of elder care, They got in there the $4,000 to care for young children. They got the big money, the $550 check for the Pell Grant recipient, the home repairs if you live in a low-income community, the CTC, the $3,600 for the child tax credit, and then they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Wow, that's a lot of checks just off the board. But I got more checks for you coming up right now, and the first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters. She wanted $25,000, but she got a number a little bit less. And what is this? It is big money, free money to buy your first home. Wow. How do you get it? I'm going to show you. Stay with me. It's coming up later in this video. Cluster number 2. Paid leave and home repairs. And also in there, they got the pre-kindergarten and also the household tax credit. Now, what's huge about these provisions in this second cluster is really that that big money for weatherizing your home. In this case, it's weatherizing your home. And what does that weatherizing mean? It means that if Mitch McConnell shows up with some lobster and $12 ice cream, you know you're safe and secure from any natural disaster that may follow. Let's go to the second wonderful add-on, and that second wonderful add-on comes from the illustrious Bob Casey. He got this provision in there, and it is $250 billion. That's what he wanted, but he got a little bit less. What is it for? It is for that free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Wow, that is a lot. How do you get this money? It's coming up later in the second half of this video. Then we turn to student loan debt. Then we turn to the third cluster, and here becomes the deliciousness of the recording. This cluster has a lot. They got in there free school meals for all checks. They got in the cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform, the farmers, the free internet. Oh my goodness. They got in the workers, independent contractors, and the Medicare expansion. That Medicare expansion truly embodies what we're looking at tonight, because guess what? The House members got 2 provisions of Medicare expansion in there, and the senators vow to add 3 more. What are the 3 they vow to add, and what are in there? So far in there is the hearing and the Medicaid gap states. The senators vow to add 3 other provisions in there. And the first one is dental, second one is vision, and the third one is lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which tees us up beautifully for MSC, monthly or multiple IRS stimulus check. If you what is that word? Mitch. It's just sort of 2 words put together. If you watched our hit show Holidays LA 2 days ago on the channel, one viewer was in the live chat. And in the live chat, she revealed that she picked up the phone and called Leader Chuck Schumer, Majority Leader of the Senate's office, the day before Thanksgiving, advocated for the inclusion of a stimulus check and was told, yes, he's always had that going in there. Bernie Sanders is putting it in there on the Senate side. Yes, this is huge because this is what viewers have been told by Schumer's office countless times before. Donnie's wife, Lorraine, being told in the month of October, and over thousands of viewers being told by those 6 senators since the month of May that at least one stimulus check is going in there. Casey Coons, the 2 C's. Sanders Schumer, the 2 S's. Warren Wyden, the 2 W's. Telling viewers this channel it's going in there. That indicates you need to advocate. As a viewer said yesterday in that live chat, I advocated and you need to advocate as well. Let's read that incredible message from the #1 guy of the recon and his chief of staff. The message is to pick up the phone and advocate, because now the recon is in their ballpark and now they want to get it done. You need to pick up the phone and advocate and call them. The best way to do it is a voice-to-voice conversation with a chief of staff member. The second best way is actually leaving a voicemail. Far distant third is an email. They now have a total between senators and congressional offices. We're seeing more contacts of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition. Everyone's amazed by the outpouring of touching stories. They have a better understanding of what Americans are going through with this pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories, and they're the voice of the people across the nation in you, LA, as you have become too loud to be ignored. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy, the professional voice of the people you have become. That is why you need to advocate. And advocacy starts right here. So give yourself some time to pick up the phone this week and speak to a Washington, D.C. staffer for Casey Coons, Warren Wyden, and Sanders Schumer. Advocate for its inclusion, why you need it. Health, medical, dental, whatever reason that you need it. Don't use the word MSC because that's an acronym. Use complete words. And what was the last they talked about this? They said at least one check, and they said $2,000 potentially the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months eligibility, the same as a third stimulus check, which was $75,000 or less, got that check. Married couple, $150,000 less, got it, double it. Family of 4, got it, quadrupled it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security Railroad benefits, they got it as well, along with adult dependents. But also give yourself some time this week to advocate for your wallet. Why? Because third stimulus, my friends, is still paying out. And the second half of this video, you're going to see how I've told you for weeks that the average viewer of this channel has gotten $45,000 from third stimulus. How viewers this week have gotten thousands of dollars. One viewer this week got $10,000. And you're going to meet a big update from Johnny, as he is now revealed he has gotten over 3 dozen people nearly $1 million from third stimulus and this channel. That's coming up in the second half of this video. We'll be going over that student loan debt forgiveness, that fifth stimulus. We'll be turning to the programs so far in that recon and the send changes that come in. We'll be going over the passage of the recon. We'll be turning back into the breaking details out of South Africa and what it means for your economy, your health, and also this recon. It's breaking news tonight, brand new out of South Africa. And then you'll get a glimpse of the new LA Christmas tree. Oh boy, those details and more as we go into a big second half of this video. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. But first, here's a little bit about the community page.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LA as the House passes that incredible recon. Off to the Senate we go, and those Senate changes will be robust. We're going to go over some of those changes and what those checks mean to you. Lots of checks so far in the bill so far out of the House. Upwards of maybe 50 to 60,000, far more than the 15,000 we originally thought. And then, yes, you're going to meet Johnny's friends that have gotten $850,000 from third stimulus. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that, and then fifth stimulus. Plus, a look at the LA Christmas tree. We got a big second half, and the breaking news, of course, out of South Africa, brand new tonight. And this, my friends, is LALATE. So subscribe. America's #3 most watched financial news channel, America. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Countdown, then Stream Stimulus, then Sirloin. And then we got shows at 9, 10, 11:30 tonight. And then back tomorrow at 3 a.m., 3:30. And then early mornings at 4 into 7 a.m.'s Countdown. And with that, we go into the breaking news today and tonight with what's going on with the variant OMICRON. The latest details tonight out of South Africa are very, very alarming. There is new indications tonight that the variant has now spread from South Africa to Hong Kong, to Belgium, and now detected in Italy. Dr. Fauci, interviewed again today, said it has not yet been detected in America, but it's believed it is already amongst us. The reason of concern about this variant is because it has 10 mutations compared to Delta, which has 2. Is the current vaccine effective against it? And are those boosters effective against it? We will not know for over 30 days. But Moderna is not waiting. Moderna CEO Stefan Bancel says for several days we've had to address the as it has been fast moving as possible to execute our strategy to address the variant. They're trying to identify whether the current vaccine works or the booster works, or whether they need an Omicron specific booster. The concern at issue is what we need to do as a society. Immediately, Canada, European Community, and UK went on travel advisory changes, but the United States followed thereafter a little bit broadly. The United States is now restricting travel from about 8 countries around South Africa. The total is South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Lesotho, Estonia, Mozambique, and Malawi. In the case of Israel, they have now restricted all travel out of South Africa. You're looking at footage right now from South Africa in this video. This is the shores of South Africa. The President of the United States in Nantucket this weekend says he needs to buy some time to determine what the situation is about the variant. And it is currently believed to be far more disconcerting than even Delta. What do you need to know? What you need to know is that there's both a health and an economic issue. An economic issue currently is the concern about stagflation. We have inflation, but what happens if Omicron stalls out the growth of the economy? If you do not have a growing economy, but you have growing inflation, you have stagflation. Stagflation is bad news, people. So we have to see if it's going to stall out the economy, which is in big growth at the moment. It is already going to hurt travel and leisure, but will it fall over into other parts of this economy? Immediately, other countries like Germany were already about to go on a lockdown, like Austria, before this was even announced this week. And with that, you know what happens. We've been on this channel for over a year, and you know what happens when there's a sense of urgency. Well, that sense of urgency has now signaled that the White House and senators want to get this recon done sooner rather than later because of the issues out of South Africa. So let's go over the incredible passage of that recon that is now in the Senate. And those Senate changes, but we'll start first with incredible programs in this recon that pay you about $15,000. You're going to see very quickly, it may be upwards of $60,000. First, they got in there, paid leave. It pays a lot, $1,700 a week if you make $80,000 or more per year, $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year, $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. On the high end, that is $5,000 to $6,000. If you live with your son or daughter and you don't work, and they have to take off from work one day per week, they're going to get that check to take you to the doctor. Incredible. They got the SALT cap raised in this recon. The SALT cap currently is $10,000, meaning you're going to not deduct more than $10,000 on your federal tax return of what you pay in state and local taxes. Now you'll be able to deduct $72,500 on that incredible federal return. They got $40 billion of job training here. This is huge because millions of Americans are quitting jobs to take a higher paying job. And millions of seniors are considering going back in the workforce because the salary is so high. You'll be allowed to under fifth stimulus, which allows you to work and still stay on benefits. They got the Medicaid gap fix in there, which is big for people who want insurance. It's to provide years of subsidized private insurance to low-income people in those 12 Republican holdout states that were not paying for insurance because of Obamacare. And then the best provision of this required recon is $150 billion of housing, which is rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, repeated for third stimulus, and the new provisions, which are weatherize your home, first-time home purchases, and the home repairs. And here you go. We're going to talk about Johnny's incredible success story in a second, but let's go over the money that you can get in this recording starting right now. You can get your bills paid today under third stimulus. You don't have to wait for fourth stimulus. You have to wait for these provisions to become a law because they're already a law under third stimulus. Viewers on average have gotten $45,000 for third stimulus from this channel. And about 2 weeks ago, I brought it back in the recording, and daily viewers have had success stories. If you had a success story, send it to me on private message, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And here comes Kathy, brand new tonight. Kathy Cheney says, I just received a second round of rent. There you go. Second round of rent and utilities. I got $4,500 for rent, and she also got some water and electric. Thank you, LA. You are godsend. I love Kathy's message. Why? She got second round. Big. She's listening. She got 3 items. She's really listening. I love it. She's doing exactly what we cover in this recording. Mary Lou from yesterday. She got 3 more months of rent at $900 a month. So she heard me say, it doesn't matter how much your rent is, you can get it. And she got electric and water. I appreciate you so much. You're the best, LA. I appreciate you too, Mary Lou. So she listened. She got 3 items. Morale. Oh boy. Great story. Morel got 6 months of utilities, previously got months of it, and thinks he may get 2 more months on top of that. Shows you how you can keep on getting rounds. Exactly what I'm teaching on this channel. Here's Jay Grand, who got $5,000 of rent. He says, I couldn't have done it without your support. Thank you so much. And I speak for all of us. We love you, Purple Power. Love you back, Jay Grand. Very kind. Scarpia got snapped. Congratulations, Scarpia. And Melissa got $10,000 this week from 3 items. That's how you do it. Lorica truly embodies the Purple Power spirit because she doesn't have water, heating, oil, gas. She uses wood. She used the recordings to apply it to her situation, and she got free wood to 2022. That's how she heats her house. Here comes Chris. Boy, great story here for Chris. Chris got $10,000 from my recordings earlier this year for rent and utilities. He heard me and did it again. We appreciate your help. Could never have known about this process until I started following you and listening to it, interacting with other viewers. And so he got this week $5,000 for more rent and also other utility bills. Get some more utilities, Chris. Keep on pushing. Sophia got some utilities, and there you go. We'll turn to Johnny's incredible story in a second, but let's turn to you. You can get this money. Rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, and we're going to start first with the rent. You qualify. Single, married, red state, blue state, adult, young, ahead on bills, behind on bills. You qualify for the money. And this is what the rent looked about 3 months ago. It's gone up a lot. It's now $40,000. Where do you get this money? From 6 places. Here you go. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. There you go. What do you need to know? 3 things you must, M-U-S-T. First, you must apply everywhere. Number 2, you must get multiple rounds. So if you got rent earlier this year, get another round. And finally, you must go to all 6 places. Lastly, if you got a round of rent yesterday from one organization, turn around and get a round of rent from another organization. Follow those 3 advice and you'll do incredibly well and get this money for rent as well. Utilities. Wow. The utilities have gone up a lot. $15,000 for Mark's brother-in-law. Yeah. So get this money for utilities. Get all your utility paid. SNAP, money for food. If you got a third stimulus check, why you're paying for food? Third stimulus checks. And SNAP, same eligibility almost across the board. Get it from Department of Agriculture. Get your food paid for. And it's a lot of money. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year from this channel. Over 10 years, he's going to get $250,000. It all started with combo people. And those first 2 combo people were Nisi and Art Sullivan. They got 3 items. Suddenly, they inspired a whole generation of viewers. I said, okay, do exactly what Nisi and Art did. And now it's very commonplace for viewers to get 7, 8, 9 items. Here's Mark. At the time, he had 2 items, $32,000. I said, Mark will get the 3rd item. He did. He got it to $50,000. Now Mark is nearly over $100,000. Here's Lorraine. She was at 105, and now she's at 120. Which brings us to Johnny and Johnny's big shocker. You're hearing for the first time tonight, an $850,000 shocker. Johnny was one of 3 viewers a few weeks ago who started this channel at 0, and by Wednesday, they got 3 items approved. $45,000. Good. 3 days, $45,000. Great. But Johnny followed me exactly in my instructions on this channel, my education, my learning, my information. I said, apply as many places as you can. And Johnny did. And by that weekend, he got 7 programs approved. I love it because you know why Johnny got 7? He had to have called at least 15 places. You're not going to get 100% wins. You're going to get some no's. He had to call at least 15, and he got 7 approved in 1 week. How much did he get? $80,000 in 5 days. Very, very common, and you can do it as well. Second part of Johnny's story is what happened the following Monday. He turned to his family members and said, I got $80,000 last week. They said, from what? From third stimulus. From who? LA. Oh, I've heard about him. And they said, what's this money for? Third stimulus, said Johnny. They said, Johnny, I've watched broadcast media. They don't mention anything about this. He says, don't watch them. Watch him. They don't cover it. He does. And they, by the end of that week, were believers and each got 50,000. That truly embodies the situation right now, as this channel, LALATE, is now the number 3 most watched financial channel in America, behind the number 1 who covers stocks, the number 2 that covers economy. I cover geopolitical news. And guess what? Just because I don't cover stock futures or stock options doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just don't cover it. So when they don't cover what Chuck Schumer is doing with an MSC or what Maxine Waters is doing with buying a new home, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They're just not covering the subject matter. Now, here's a big update from Johnny. You're hearing this for the first time on Evenings LA. Last night, Johnny revealed to me that since that turning to those 2 family members, Johnny has helped others. And how much money has Johnny gotten those other people? A lot of money. He says, here's the latest update for you, LA. Started after I helped my mom. She's on SSI, needed some food and bills. I did the calls for her. Wait up. Her friend stopped by and asked me, what was I doing? Well, I told them all about you, LA, and it snowballed from there. And I helped, with your help, 32 people. So Johnny told 32 people about this channel, showed them how to do it, repeated what I show on camera. And this is what he says. And the last count is a total of $850,000. He has gotten friends and family, 32 of them, $850,000 over the last few months. You can do this as well. So consider becoming a member. The link is under the video, and start getting your bills paid today. Let's go back into fourth stimulus. And that fourth stimulus, we left off with housing. The 3 other add-ons coming from the senators are the home repairs, low-income community, weatherize your home, everyone across the board. There's like windows and roof. And then the first-time home purchases. When you go to buy that house, there'll be a check given to the seller during escrow. Wow. Let's go to the other provisions of the incredible recon, and they are great. They got $150 billion of in-home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. They got the $550 check for the Pell Grant for my college students. And then here's one of the provisions that everyone is talking about because it's so great. $12,500 for an electric vehicle. What's going on here? If you went into a dealership about a year ago, it would say $30,000 sticker price minus $7,500 of federal tax refunds, which means that you would have to pay $30,000, file a tax return, request the refund check from IRS, and then wait for it. I think it's coming. Okay, finally came. Oh, $7,500. It just takes a long time. This is different. This means you would walk into the dealership, it would say $30,000 minus $12,500. At the time of purchase, the federal government gives the seller $12,500. You only pay the difference. Wow. Now, that is incredible. The provision that's next in this section needs to get changed because I think it violates free trade agreements between U.S., Mexico, and Canada, which say you cannot discourage one product over another. What is it doing? It's looking at 2 similar cars. For example, the Cadillac Lyric and the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and discouraging you from buying the Ford to buy the Cadillac. Why? Very, very strange. This is the way the language is inappropriately written. It has to be a U.S. mounted manufacturer. Okay, Ford and Cadillac, they're both U.S. Union labor, that's fine. They're both made by union labor. And then electric car, they're both electric cars. And then finally, in a factory on U.S. soil. Oh, hold up. The Mac, the Mustang, is made in Mexico. The Cadillac is made in Tennessee. This disqualifies all those electric U.S. union labor cars that aren't in our soil. Can't do that. I think they have to change the language. They also have to change the language because not a lot of cars qualify for the provision. They got $65 a child per month in there for food. And then we got to the incredible provision, the best provisions, recon, which is cheaper medication. Day 1, 20 medications will be slashed dramatically. The most expensive, which are things like arthritis, cancer, and diabetes, slashing the prices from $1,000 to $35 in some cases. And that will grow to 28 medications by year 2028. And during that period of time, Big Pharma cannot increase them more than the rate of inflation or face a penalty. Penalty? Excuse me? You can't do a penalty? Yeah, that's what the illustrious Pat Toomey says, and I think he's right. He says under the rules of recon, you can't have a penalty provision in there. I think he's right, and the Senate parliamentarian will ultimately rule on this as early as this week. She's likely to also take out immigration reform because she previously said it doesn't go by a recon, and paid leave is on the battleground. Now, it's very fascinating as you're looking at this graphic, 15,000. I've already shown you $12,000 for the car on top of that. So that's bringing you to 30,000. We've already talked about the third stimulus checks repeated, which are 45,000. Yeah, you see how we've gone from 15 to like 70,000 in just 10 seconds? That's why there is so many checks in this fourth stimulus recon House edition before the senators add changes. And in the latest comments from those senators, the same ones who want to give you an MSC, they say it's a great bill, but there's major gaps that need to be filled. And who are those 6 senators you want to advocate to? Casey Coons, the 2 C's, Schumer Sanders, the 2 S's, and Warren and Wyden. So get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over some more checks in this fourth stimulus recon starting right now. They got in there the universal pre-K. That's 1 year front end check. They got the enhanced child tax credit, $3,600, approximately 1 year front end. Child care back end check. Earned income tax credit back end. Home health care covered benefit. And then they got the hearing aid 1 year check. We went over the food, we went over the Pell Grant, and we went over the housing. So what are the provisions Bernie wants to put in there? In addition to the adding in of that MSC, Bernie wants to add in there dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. Wow, let's go over each of them. First, he wants to drop the eligibility age of Medicare from 65 to 55. Bob Casey wants to do it 60. Bernie wants to also do complete dental coverage 10 years. I don't think he can get it. It's too expensive. He also offered 3 years. I think that's possible. Bernie last saw an $850 check in there for dental. I don't think that cuts it. It doesn't cover for procedures. Finally, Bernie wants to do some eyes. Not eyes like the eye with the dot. I mean, your eyes. He wants to do an eye exam and a pair of frames per year. $150. Send it out. People on just seniors, done. Very done, unless you look at frame horse, which are coming back to this channel next year. And then next week, let's turn to student loan debt forgiveness. The Democrats have a good offer, and they should take it. Doesn't preclude them from taking more next year. It's $10,000 of forgivable student loan debt. The president previously gave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled. People went to work in the nonprofit sector 10 years after graduation, and people went to work in the public sector 10 years after graduation. This stimulus coming in January. Have you gotten that letter from Social Security? If you've not, don't worry. Your benefits still going up. 5.9% COLA, but it ain't going to cut it because your benefits have been undervalued for years. So they're going to first raise your benefits up to get it caught up. Then apply a new benchmark, inflation, every December starting this 2022, next year. And then they're going to remove the asset cap, and remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your own wedding like Rob and Sandy and get married. Finally, if you haven't become a member, what are you doing? Click the link under this video and become a member today and get that incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system and the LA alert system. The newsletter features the 6 places you reach out to, the keywords you must say, the 5 nonprofits you must reach out to, the statement from Treasury you want to read before making the phone call, and the viewers who have succeeded. The viewers like Johnny, the family members and friends that have all succeeded, have followed very precisely what I say in these recordings. If you follow generally what I say in the recordings, it's not going to work. You need to follow precisely what I say. And that is the difference. If you only call one place, you sort of do a version of what I say, it's not going to reveal that result. And with that, earlier today, Holidays LA was back on this channel. It's our new hit show in its second season. It's 11 a.m. Monday through Sunday, live Monday through Friday. And it features all this, and the second half features the latest holiday decor and details. In recent episodes, I have featured, in the third episode, I think it's on the third episode now, I've featured a look back at the tree buying of 2021 for this channel, for the LALATE tree. Today, I was actually at the LALATE Christmas Tree Park. Let's take a look and see what that tree park looked like and what the trees were looking like during the pandemic. Here again is the first time ever footage of what is becoming the LA Christmas tree.
Trees that I was considering. You know, one of the issues I had, I don't know if you can tell, is that the tree has a lighter green hue to it. Tree on the right of me is a darker green. I ultimately went for a darker green hue. I've traditionally seen that if a tree is lighter green, that it may have, it may be older. It may not be as fresh. Hard to say. Some people say just the way the tree grew. I go by scent. I literally go by scent. Now here is one tree that literally looks like it may have departed to the afterlife. Here's another tree where you see the tree is so much darker and green. Ultimately, I want the smell. Now, it's interesting. I almost went with this tree. This is one of the first trees I picked out. Usually, I go with the very first tree I pick out. And what's interesting is when I opened it up and I looked at it, it was big, it was broad, but it was very mangled. Very, very mangled. And it seemed like a candidate. I mean, it's a heavy tree. It's a big tree. You see how much taller it is than me. Very green, but it looks very mangled. The branches, I don't know if I can get to stand for you. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. The branches just look sort of mangled. And so I opted against that one because I want a tree that ultimately is aesthetically pleasing. So takeaway is that first you want the tree high, tall enough. You want it broad enough, but also have a perfect shape. And, you know, what I take is I take the tree and I shake it, hit it on the ground once. So let's see it loosen up and let's see its shape. It looked a little too mangled. Just really looked mangled. May have been in the shipping process, looked mangled. Other trees, very, very petite and in tight form. But you see the issue here this year is it's sort of different. Everything is just sort of piled in here. I'm a pretty strong guy, and yet how do you pick out a tree if it's so darn?
And there you go. That is a visit to the LA Tree Park. If you were following LALATE on Instagram last night, you saw live footage of the incredible sunset. This is footage shot by LALATE here in Southern California. Look at that yellow sunset. It's incredible. That is facing due west from the coast of Southern California. Here's another shot late in the evening. And by after the sun had set, this is what it looked like. An incredible orange hue. Meantime, if you missed Holidays LA earlier today, here's a look back at the excitement you missed. And there you go. That is the excitement of Holidays LA every day here at 11 a.m. on this channel. And watch for that footage of the Holiday LA tree coming to Holidays LA. Meantime, if you miss the excitement, boy, everyone's been talking about Calcino. It's a new show coming to this channel, humor only, that features Sirloin in his best form in the meta universe. Yes, Sirloin is now in the meta universe, or at least he's trying to think he is. Followed by Javita Light. What is she doing in the meta universe? Followed also by Blaine66. You haven't seen him since 2020, and for the first time ever, he's making an appearance on this channel in 2021 for a limited run Homer-only broadcast of this holiday season. Watch for it. It's coming to this channel within just days. Here again is that trailer that dropped on Casino. And that is Casino. Join me all week long with the exciting great details about your recon, about getting the big money for third stimulus, and the LA holiday Christmas tree. Stay informed, stay focused. Join me next on Countdown, Street Stimulus, and Sirloin. Have a beautiful evening. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LALATE for more.